Hello, hello. Welcome back to a new video. If you don't know who I am, my name is Cece. I am an illustrator artist based in New York City. I draw cute stuff. This video is already very long. I have already edited most of it, but it is a day in the life from a couple of weeks ago. I filmed this on March 1st. I had just moved into this apartment. It's a day in the life. I worked on making new desk mats and a new tote bag design. So yeah, please just let's rewind a couple of days, weeks, and enjoy the vlog. Skip to this timestamp if you just want to see what's in the shop update. All right, enjoy. Hello. Is this a good view? Is this better? I think this is better. Hello. Welcome back to a new vlog. It is our very first vlog that I am filming in our new little home. Yeah, so we moved. This will be not the first video that you guys see that's in this space, but it is the first video that I am filming. So let me, if I feel a little awkward because it's a new space, just, forgive me. Today we are going to be working on making some new products. So every year I like to try and come up with a couple of new products, completely new types of products to add to my shop, just because I like to experiment with the types of things that I get to make, because obviously I make a lot of stickers and prints. Those are my kind of bread and butter, but I do like to see my art on other types of products. For example, I don't think you can see them, but the rainbow suncatcher stickers, those are a fun experiment that ended up doing really well. So I did I've been doing them every year since. I did notebooks one year. Notebooks did not do very well in my shop, so I haven't done them again. But I do really love them. These little babies, I made these 2 years ago. They're little grid notebooks. They're super cute. Yeah, they did not do super well in my shop. I still have them. So if you want to buy them, you should buy them. But yeah, so that's an example of a new product that I tried making one time. So this year I have been really in love with the idea of making desk mats, because as you can see, I have a nice, beautiful big desk and no mouse pad. So can you hear the mouse scraping against the wood? It drives my husband insane. He hates the sound. So I've been thinking, instead of buying a mouse pad, why don't I just make a desk mat? So I have something sketched. We're gonna go through the process. It's basically like making a big print. So we're gonna go through the process of me working on the illustration, and then maybe we'll talk about finding manufacturers. And I also am going to be working on a new tote bag. I sold out of tote bags at Anime NYC last year, and I really want to make more tote bags because I am going to be doing more cons this year. I'm very excited. There will be vlogs for those cons when I do them, so you have those to look forward to. But I have this idea of making, it's kind of inspired actually by my Shakespeare & Company tote bag. Hold on. This tote bag. Okay, so over Christmas I was in France and I went to Shakespeare & Company, which is a lovely English language bookstore by the Notre Dame, and it's quite famous, so you probably have heard of it. But I really love the white and blue line work. It really reminds me of the white and kind of bluish teal of old Chinese porcelain. So I wanted to do something that's kind of similar vein, where it's kind of porcelain inspired, a cream tote with blue line art. And so we're gonna be working on that today too, and hopefully I will have pre-filmed this early enough and have enough videos kind of lined up where by the time the desk mat and the tote bags come, you'll get to see them in this video. So yeah, let's get to work. Okay, so this is the concept for the desk mat. When I was thinking about what I wanted to make for a desk mat, I was really inspired by my own illustration. That one? Do you see it? Over there, the one with the cat and the cherry blossoms. I really love that illustration, so I thought I would kind of do the same or a similar concept but make it landscape. And I was thinking a lot about, I'm a righty, okay, so this is like kind of not fair for lefties, but I was thinking a lot about the kind of layout for the illustration, because if I'm going to use a mouse, it's going to be over here, right? So I wanted to be able to see our little friends hanging out next to my mouse, you know? So if I put it the other way around, then my mouse would be covering the cat's face, and I didn't want that. So yeah, again, this is not fair for lefties. I apologize to my lefty friends. But I make products for me. And I'm a righty, okay? So yeah, we're gonna work on painting this, and also we are gonna be working on this. So you let me know if this is cheating, okay? But this is the sketch that I made for my tote bag, and you can tell that I took the same cat and bunny concept with the tree flowers. I really wanted to do a big floral kind of tote bag because my last tote bag was bookish themed, and that was really fun, but I love flowers. Girly loves flowers, okay? So I wanted to do a floral theme, and I just really love this concept of like seeing the cat looking at the flowers through the tree. I don't know, I just think it's so charming. Let me know if you think this is cheating to be like reusing concepts. They're gonna look pretty different because this is obviously going to be a line art illustration and the other one is going to be fully rendered. Yeah, I'm also thinking about mirroring this because I'm trying to figure out where your arm is going to be when you hold the tote bag. So if you have a tote bag, typically your arm hangs down like here, right? So it kind of blocks. It blocks the... Which side does it block? So if I'm holding my tote bag, it blocks kind of the middle and the top. So actually I think this is okay then, because then my arm would in theory be right here, right in between. So the main elements, the main components of the drawing are on the sides of your arm, so it's not fully blocked. And then you would, if your arm is bent, it would be covering like this flower, but not the cat. So I think it actually works out all right. Cool. Well, that's good to confirm. All right, I'm gonna work on drawing this and I'll check back in later.
I'm hushing the dog on the chain. I'm running up stones on the edge of the bank. Rally the troops for another refrain. I sing this softly to myself. I sing this softly to myself. I'm buried beneath the sand. There's no way to speak or reach out my hand. Watching the paper slowly unfold.
Well, you're trying to make fan art.
Bracing for news that I can't bear.
Yeah, so when you're like trying to get a bunch of stuff made, I agree, that's the stressful time. When I was like trying to make all the fan art for Anime My C, I was stressed.
Tore up my jeans on the fence. This iron road I cannot bend, but my walking is lighter when I walk with a friend. I sing this softly softly to myself. I'm waking up early again, sitting alone and listening, and there is no separation from you in the end. I sing this softly to myself. I sing this softly to myself.
Hello, hello. Okay, somebody asked me to explain how I think about lighting a little bit more. So, all right, we are currently working on the second layer of multiplied lighting, as you can see. But basically when I approach an illustration, I think about where the lighting source is. So for this case, we are looking at, in theory, okay, let me do a little diagram. Okay, this is, can I hold this and draw at the same time? Okay, imagine this is the tree, and this is the cat, and this is the bunny, right? So we're looking this way. And this is also where the lighting is coming from. The lighting is coming from above and then through the trees towards the ground, because it's just the sun. That's just how the sun works. So our lighting is coming from here ish, right, above and then this way. And I am thinking about basically how the lighting will look when it hits these objects. So if you go back to your basics, you know, if you have a sphere and then light's coming here, your shadows are going to be here, your highlights are going to be here, right? And then you have the shadow onto the surface. And then also here, there will typically be a little bit of reflected light from the surface. So this is reflection, and this is the highlight. This is the highlight, and this is shadow, and this is shadow. That's what I'm thinking about when I am drawing in these the shading for this illustration. So for example, because the light is coming from here, I know that the cat, like the butt of the cat here, is going to be dark. So I'm blocking in those shadowy parts, right? And then like for the bunny, I know that the highlight is going to be kind of on her eye, like here. But because she is more towards the sky, there's less things blocking the light from her compared to the cat. So the cat will be more in shadow than the bunny is. Does that make sense? So yeah, so I typically approach shadows, or I approach rendering an illustration by doing the shadows first, and then I do the highlights afterwards. And the highlights are basically just opposite of where the shadows are. A lot of this is practice from drawing a lot of still lifes. So I guess that's my big recommendation. If you are interested in learning how to do lighting better, do a lot of still life practice, or drawing from life, like drawing the trees outside and stuff, and think about how light is hitting those objects. And in order to make generally if you're doing like something like this where it's based on the light is based on the sun, all of the shadows will be consistent, right? Because the sun is only one source of light, and it's going to be hitting all of the objects kind of in the same way. Like if you look outside, the sun is coming from here, right? So all of the shadows on the trees are on the right side. Does that make sense? So I'm kind of doing that same thing here, but you know, adjusting it based on where I actually want my light source to be. And then it will be different, of course, depending on the illustration. If there's more than one source of light, your lighting is obviously, you're gonna have to think more about how like where the shadows are and stuff, depending on how strong those sources of light are. Like for example, if your lights are, you know, one major light and then also some little string lights, the string lights are not going to be as bright as the major source of light, so it will affect objects differently. Does that make sense? You just have to observe a lot, observe the world that you live in, and that it'll help you understand how light works. So yeah, I hope that that's helpful. I don't know if that is. Let me know if you want like a more I don't really know how to get more in depth than that. So yeah, I'm gonna work on continuing the shadows for this, and then I will come back and work on highlights, and then probably do some line art, some little like fun color spots, some little sparkles, and then we'll be done. I really like how it's coming out so far though. I've been really enjoying work on these magnolias. I have been also referencing, I looked up just magnolias on Google, so I've been referencing this photo to look at how magnolias look. So I am gonna probably add a little bit more like bright pink near the roots of these flowers to kind of mimic the bright pink like roots of these petals, you know? So yeah, that's a little kind of deep dive into lighting. Yeah, and then color picking is I just pick colors based on like the contrast, right? So when I picked these colors for the flowers, well, the flowers were easy because they're magnolias, so they have to be, you know, the color that magnolias are. But when I was picking like Bunny's colors, I wanted to make sure that her body wasn't going to blend into the flowers, so I made sure that they were both cream but like a contrasting cream. And then I also looked at the vibrancy between this gray and this blue to make sure that they like were complementary. Typically if your background is really bright, you kind of want a more muted color to contrast with it, because if you have two really bright, vibrant colors, it looks jarring to the eye. So yeah, that's kind of, I hope that that's helpful. But yeah, I'm gonna get back to work. Progress update. I have finished doing the highlights in this illustration. So as I said, I basically just did the opposite side of where the shadows were. I also did some highlighting like here, for example, here for like the reflected light and stuff like that. And then I also added some dappled light kind of highlights, which is what happens when the sun goes through the trees. You can typically see on the floor like little spots of sunshine. Does that make sense? So I tried to kind of emulate that. Basically wherever there weren't shadows from the flowers, I just added a little bit of dappled light to kind of imply that there are more flowers and tree above what we're looking at. So yeah, now the next step is to do line art. I did adjust the colors, by the way. I did some color balancing and some curves just to help make the contrast more vibrant. But now I'm gonna do some line art. I think actually this looks quite good already without the line art, but I've been really enjoying doing line art, and I think I'm gonna do like a yellow, pink, cyan line art type of deal. Yeah, yellow and pink, maybe a little bit of cyan. We'll see. And then we're gonna do the sparkles, and then we're pretty much done. I really like how it's turning out. I am trying to imagine having this as like a big desk mat on my desk, like with my keyboard. Oh, I kind of went with keyboard colors. It's gonna look cute with my keyboard. Yeah, I'm excited. I hope I'm gonna try and get RFQs today, I think, for the desk mat.
Beneath the starlit sky, our love's secret line, like leaves we soar so high. Beneath the moonlight, the soft touch your hand in mine gets me every time. Lost in the city lights, our love's electric ride. You make me feel alive. I know July is gone. You make me feel at home in the neon glow. As the leaves change color, I dive into you. When summer's fading, there's nothing to do but bask in the glory of the winter sun. Maybe this is the season of love. Beneath an endless night, the world spins around. You're there, ease my mind.
Hello. So this is how the line art for the tote bag turned out. I'm not 100% sure I like it. I think it's cute. Figuring out the line art for the flowers is pretty difficult. Just because I'm used to like kind of drawing pretty rendered colored things, you know, so line art is still kind of, you know, like it's a new muscle that needs to be exercised. But I do like how it turned out. I have tested to see how it'll look on a tote bag, so this is kind of the mock-up of how it would look on a tote, and I think it's quite cute. So again, your arm would be here or down here, you know, so the bunny and the cat wouldn't get covered up, which is kind of a goal. I'm not sure if like this area here feels too empty. I'm gonna like sit on it. So yeah, I'm pretty happy with my progress so far. I did submit an RFQ for my desk mat. RFQ means request for quote. So I did send that in, and hopefully I get a response back. Basically for RFQs, if you've never done this before, so what I do is I go on Alibaba. I will quickly show what that is, but I'll go on Alibaba, which is like a database for manufacturers that are generally based in Asia, typically China, Korea, Vietnam, kind of those areas. And I will search what type of thing I want to make, right? So that's up here. You can search desk mat, you can search hair claw, you can search enamel pin, whatever you want to make. And then I will go down and look at the filters, and I make sure that I have verified supplier checked off. I don't really care about the other things, I typically just check for verified supplier, and then I look through the photos to see what kind of matches the thing that I'm looking for. So for example, in this situation, I was looking for a like a printed desk mat, right? And I think the one I ended up going with was this one, maybe? Yeah, it was this one. So the next thing that I do is I will check the factory to see what they manufacture, right? So typically I like to make sure that the factory I'm going with makes the same genre of product. Like, I don't want a factory that makes 20 different items. I want a factory that makes like maybe 2 different items, you know, because I feel like specialization is kind of important when it comes to making products. So this one, for example, makes, if you look through their product categories, they make like mouse pads, gaming pads, desk mats, wrist rests, etc. So they're all kind of the same genre of product. So I felt pretty comfortable reaching out to them. And they also have, there's also like other information, like how many years their factory has been working, where their factory is located. This one is in Guangdong, which because I'm from China. Well, I'm from Canada, but I lived in China, so I know where I know like where the factories like typically are. So I look for Yiwu and the Guangdong Shenzhen area. It doesn't really matter, but because I'm Chinese and like my family is from the Yiwu area, so like I know this type of stuff. So yeah, I felt pretty comfortable looking, like reaching out to them. And then what I do is I will send them a message, and I will say like, this is the image that I want. This is the size that I want. What is your MOQ, which is minimum order quantity, and what is the cost of the sample and the cost of the shipping? And then hopefully they will, respond to me. So yeah, that's kind of the basic procedure, I guess, for looking for a manufacturer. I feel like a lot of like manufacturer information tends to be kind of gatekept, or like not shared amongst the art community. So I don't know if that helps. At least it might help with your search if it doesn't help with like the specific factory. I don't know, again, if this factory is any good, the one that I picked. And this is just kind of me hoping that it'll be good. And it also depends on the quote. So like if it ends up being way too expensive, or if the MOQ is too large, like if they require me to order like 1,000 desk mats, I can't go with them, you know? So yeah, that's kind of, hopefully that's helpful. And the tote bag, I'm gonna get manufactured in New York. So I already have a supplier for that. So I'm not worried about that. I just have to decide if I like the art or not. But I'm gonna go cook my dinner. I'm making some roasted veggies and some chicken for Alan and I. And then later I'll be calling my little sister. So that's pretty much the end of my day. I did a lot of work today. So yeah, I hope it was fun hanging out, and I will probably check back in when I have desk mats and tote bags. So that's kind of cool. Hello, welcome back. I hope you enjoyed the video. I wanted to really quickly show you all of the new things that are in the shop update, starting with, of course, the desk mat and the tote bag that you just watched me make. I hope you enjoyed seeing my drawing process, my thought process for how I design products. I'm just kind of slowly moving stuff out of the way so you can see, but this is how the desk mat turned out. This is the sample, but I have all of my desk mats here. They're currently in a box next to my desk, but they're all wrapped up like this in these little baggies. You can buy them in my shop right now. I really love them. I think they turned out really, really well, actually. These are, because they're so big, they're rather large. Because they're so big, they will be shipped separately from the rest of your order if you order stickers and prints and stuff. So just so you just a note, just so you know that. And then the tote bag looks like this. I think it turned out really cute. So when you're holding it, you don't cover up anybody's face, and yeah, I think it's really cute. So I hope you like that. And then there are new prints and new stickers. Let's show you the stickers first. These are the new sticker sheets. There's a puppy one, a kitchen essentials one, a books and stationery one, and a little dessert one. And there are some new prints. All the prints come in a 8x10 size and a 5x7 size, but the new prints are this Kirby design, this Tea Garden design, and the same Magnolias print that I used for the desk mat, but as a print. And then there are also new washi tapes and a bunch of clay stuff. Let me show you the washi tapes. This is how all the washi tapes turned out. And there's some clay stuff, earrings and such, and fun fact, I put up 2 new ceramic jars that I made. I haven't found a home for them in my home, so maybe you can give them a good home. They are handmade ceramics, and they are also like the desk mats, they're shipped separately because I'm really terrified that they're gonna break in transit. And they're US only. The ceramics are US only because I feel like if they go any further than that, they will break. So yeah. Please go check out the shop update. I worked really hard on it. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I will see you really soon. I'm going to be working on a week vlog next, and I will be introducing to you a new little family member, which you may see spoilers for if you are a patron and if you follow me on Instagram. So yeah. Alright, thank you so much for being part of my cozy little space on the internet. Thank you for watching my little vlog. Thank you for checking out the shop update. Oh, also, if you're a patron, all of your goodie bags got shipped out. This is the Patreon goodie bags for this month. If you want them, sign up in April to get this. Yeah, alright, that's the end of my spiel. Thank you for watching, and I'll see y'all really soon, alright? Bye, friends!